Breaking news! Things are hot behind the scenes at the Denver Broncos, and we're all counting down the hours until the 2025 draft. However, in the last few hours we received a confirmation that left me a little thoughtful, and I'm sure there are other people like it too. We need to talk about this, and also the future running back strategy that generated a significant discussion among fans. I'll tell you everything that's happening, but first make sure you've already hit the like button if you agree that the Denver Broncos should keep Bo Nix as their official QB for next season. If possible, comment like this: Bo Nix should stay with the Broncos. Now let's talk about running back. Coach Sean Payton and General Manager George Paton made a revealing statement that left many wondering about the team's draft priorities. Payton has been clear that he does not anticipate continuing with a lead-back system, a philosophy that defined his career but now seems particularly controversial given the Broncos' struggles in the running game. For a team like the Broncos, whose running back room has gone 2 seasons without a single 100-yard rusher in a game, this approach has drawn scrutiny. It's a problem that hasn't been this persistent since the 1990s, a time when the game was very different and the Broncos weren't known for the dominance of the run that defined later years. For a franchise that once prided itself on running backs like Terrell Davis, this drought is frustrating for fans and analysts alike. The timing of these comments is particularly poignant as the NFL draft looms closer, and many, including prominent voices in the fan base, have been advocating for the team to target Ashton Jeanty, a standout running back prospect from Boise State. Jeanty has drawn attention for his explosiveness and ability to elevate a team's ground game. His proximity to Denver, coupled with his performance, makes him a natural fit in the eyes of many. Yet, Payton's comments seem to dash those hopes, signaling a reluctance to invest a first-round pick in a bell cow running back, a term he's distanced himself from repeatedly. Payton's historical approach to the running game offers some context. During his tenure in New Orleans, he consistently utilized a committee approach, rarely leaning on one back to carry the load. Alvin Kamara, one of his most successful running backs, never ranked in the top 5 for carries in any season. Instead, Payton crafted systems that relied on versatility and depth, with each back filling a specific role. While this method has proven effective in the past, critics argue that Denver's current running back room lacks the talent necessary to make this strategy work. Javonte Williams, the team's leading rusher, managed just 513 yards this season, a glaring indicator of the problem. The tension lies in whether the Broncos can afford to ignore a talent like Jeanty, given their dire need for a reliable running game. Advocates for drafting him argue that the 20th overall pick should go toward a player who can make an immediate impact, and Jeanty fits that bill. On the other hand, Payton's philosophy suggests that the team may instead look to address other needs, such as tight end, where prospects like Tyler Warren have caught the attention of analysts. Warren, a versatile tight end with a strong offensive mind, has been praised for his ability to find soft spots in zone defenses and create mismatches. His skills as a pass catcher and his impressive college stats, 88 receptions for over 1,000 yards, make him a compelling option. At 6 feet 6 inches and 260 pounds, his physical attributes also allow him to double as a strong blocker, though some critics note that his run blocking needs improvement. Drafting Warren would address another area of need for the Broncos, especially after a lackluster season from their tight end core, led by Adam Troutman with just 188 yards. The debate over whether to prioritize Jeanty or Warren encapsulates a larger philosophical question about the direction of the team. Should Denver focus on rebuilding its once dominant ground game, or should they invest in a player who can provide more versatility in the passing attack? Payton's comments suggest he's leaning toward the latter, but his history of using misinformation during draft season complicates the picture. Some speculate that his recent statements are part of a strategy to deter other teams from targeting Jeanty, allowing the Broncos to swoop in without having to trade up. For fans, this uncertainty is both frustrating and exciting. The Broncos are at a crossroads, and the decisions they make in the draft will have a significant impact on their future. Whether it's Jeanty, Warren, or another prospect entirely, the pressure is on Payton and Payton to deliver results that justify their approach. So, Broncos country, what do you think? Should Denver break from Payton's tradition and go all in on a player like Jeanty to revitalize the running game? Or does Warren's versatility make him the smarter choice for a team looking to adapt to the modern NFL? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The stakes for the Denver Broncos heading into the 2024 NFL Draft couldn't be higher. With fans divided and speculations running rampant, it's clear that every decision made in the coming weeks will shape the narrative of the Sean Payton era. While there's merit to both sides of the argument, the broader broader context provides additional layers to consider. Sean Payton's system has always emphasized unpredictability and flexibility on offense. His preference for a running back committee might stem from a belief that such a system is more sustainable over a grueling NFL season. By distributing the workload, the team avoids over-reliance on one player and minimizes the risk of injury. It's a strategy that worked in New Orleans, where Payton's teams consistently ranked among the top offenses in the league. But the question remains, can that same system succeed with the Broncos' current roster? Denver's offensive line has struggled to create consistent running lanes, and their inability to produce a 100-yard rusher in 2 seasons underscores deeper issues. Critics of Payton's approach argue that a truly dynamic running back like Ashton Jeanty could alleviate those struggles by creating opportunities on his own, regardless of the blocking in front of him. Jeanty's ability to break tackles and accelerate into the open field could give Denver the spark they desperately need. Then there's the argument for Tyler Warren. The modern NFL places a premium on tight ends who can act as dual threats, both as blockers and as receivers. Warren fits that mold, and his ability to read defenses and exploit mismatches makes him an appealing target. Adding him to the roster could provide an immediate upgrade in a position group that has underperformed for years. In a league increasingly reliant on tight ends to stretch the field and serve as security blankets for quarterbacks, Warren could be the versatile weapon Payton envisions for his offense. This brings us to a key point. The draft isn't just about filling needs. It's about value. Selecting a player with the 20th overall pick means expecting that player to deliver significant contributions right away. While both Jeanty and Warren have the potential to do so, the decision ultimately hinges on which player aligns more closely with the Broncos' long-term goals. Do they prioritize a dynamic ground game to balance their offense, or do they invest in a tight end who can redefine how they attack defenses? And what if Payton is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers? His history of misdirection in the lead-up to the draft cannot be ignored. Last year, he openly admitted to feeding false information to throw off other teams. Could his comments about avoiding a lead back be another smokescreen? If so, this would suggest that the Broncos are still very much in play for Jeanty, and the statements are designed to deter teams ahead of them from taking him. On the flip side, what if Payton is signaling a genuine philosophical shift? The NFL has seen a growing trend of teams devaluing running backs in the draft, favoring positions like edge rusher, cornerback, and offensive tackle. It's a reality that running backs, no matter how talented, have shorter careers and are often viewed as replaceable. If Payton is subscribing to this trend, then Jeanty's chances of landing in Denver might be slimmer than fans hope. For now, Broncos country is left to speculate. Every draft season brings its share of surprises, and this year is shaping up to be no different. Whether it's Jeanty, Warren, or a dark horse candidate, the decision will speak volumes about Payton's vision for the team. Will he stick to his established philosophy of versatility and depth, or will he take a bold step toward revitalizing the Broncos' once proud tradition of dominant running backs? One thing is certain, this draft represents a pivotal moment for the Broncos. After years of underperformance, the team is desperate for a spark. Payton and general manager George Paton are tasked with delivering results that can reignite hope among the fan base and restore Denver to its place among the NFL's elite. So, Broncos fans, the ball is in your court. Who do you believe is the right choice for Denver? Is Ashton Jeanty the franchise back that can carry this team to new heights? Or is Tyler Warren the key to unlocking Sean Payton's offensive genius? Or perhaps you believe another option is waiting in the wings, ready to surprise us all. Share your thoughts in the comments, and let the debate begin. Together, we'll see if this draft will be the turning point Broncos country has been waiting for. Go Broncos!